Hi everybody, this is a Boros Arcane Bombardment list that wants to reuse our powerful instants and sorceries and then repeatedly cast them off of Arcane Bombardment. So we've got a lot of cheap removal and interaction with our opponent, in addition to Burn Down the House, which is our usual kind of win condition with this deck. It's great for sweeping the board and creating devils as an alternative in case the board's already clear and we just need to finish the game already. Well, white and red have a great combination of spells that let us either burn our opponent directly in the face or kind of choose what we want to do, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So we've got 3 Destroy Evil, fantastic removal card in Standard. It lets us destroy a creature with toughness 4 or greater or destroy target enchantment. There's a lot of enchantments running around, more so I think than I was expecting, and a lot of the most annoying creatures in Standard have toughness 4 or greater, so it's just really nice to have 3 of this card in our deck. 2 Fateful Absence is kind of a catch-all for anything that might threaten us. 3 Sunset Revelry, it's great to throw away in the early game when we're not quite sure what's going on yet. It's a sorcery speed, so it's not the best in an Arcane Bombardment deck, but the life that you gain and the creatures that it creates actually come in really handy for chump blocking in some situations. Next up, we've got 2 Lightning Strike and 2 Sacred Fire, both cards that are just ripe for throwing at the opponent's face. Sacred Fire also nice for the flashback ability in that we can activate Bombardment cheaply when we first cast it, and then bring it back later. It's a steep cost at 6 mana, but sometimes you don't draw anything to activate the Bombardment and you just need to keep the chain going. So that's where Sacred Fire comes in, along with this next card, Electric Revelation. Kind of like Big Score's smaller cousin, it lets us draw a few extra cards and has a flashback ability as well. Hurloon Battle Hymn is nice for gaining some life and taking care of some larger creatures that maybe our Lightning Strike can't quite take care of. And then I've been adding Seismic Wave to some of these decks lately. A lot of folks think that it's really safe to go wide with small creature tokens. You might see some Rabble Rousing or some other small 1/1s. Wedding Announcement is also making a comeback, and this is just a really solid response to those cards, and you can get kind of creative with the math with it. It can do 3 damage to one thing in particular if you want, or you can actually just throw it at the opponent's face if there's not much going on board. So another kind of flexible mini board wipe that we've got going on here. 3 Jaya Fiery Negotiator to kind of bridge the early and the late game for us. Creating monks is wonderful, plus the emblem that we can get with Jaya sometimes, it comes in handy. 1 Wandering Emperor, just for the life gain and the removal it provides. 4 Big Score to kind of ramp us into an early Arcane Bombardment. In some of these matchups, we can kind of get a feel for what the opponent has in their hand, and we get a sense on whether or not it's safe to actually just go ahead and lay an early bombardment, even if we don't have a way to activate it right away. You can kind of read the opponent sometimes on that. 4 Burn Down the House, and then 3 Arcane Bombardment as kind of our control deck win condition. The usual slate of dual lands plus 4 Jetmir's Garden in case we get mana flooded and need to cycle something away. Overall, had some pretty fun games with this deck. Now let me show you some of these games on the ranked standard ladder, but first, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Alright, for a Boros Bombardment deck, this seems decent. Start off with the Crag. We can at least Revelation on turn 3 if we find ourselves a little short on lands or things to do. Get this tap land down now, since the opponent appears to be taking their time. Well, that's got trample, so no sense in putting Jaya down and making a monk just yet. Looks like they're blitzing a Requisitioner. Gonna make some tokens. Gain a little bit of this life back and try to get a window for Jaya to get down here. Oh, but Big Score could also be nice. Let's see if we can get one more turn here with Jaya.
I came to talk, but if you'd rather fight, go on, impress me.
All right. Opponent with a burn down the house of their own.
Let me catch my breath.
That's a big score here. Get rid of a Sacred Fire. Trying to pick up some land drops and get closer to Bombardment mana. We might even Revelation on our opponent's turn here, too. All right, Devastator comes down. Well, we will just get rid of that. All right, still working towards Bombardment over here. We can pitch this Jetmir's Garden. Draw a little bit with Electric Revelation. I'll get back a Requisitioner, and we will Revelation. Still no Bombardment. There we go. Let's see what we've got down here. Couple of questionable pickups, but hold on. Let me count the damage spells down here. There's one more Sacred Fire. All right. Well, odds are we don't get the big score. There's a possibility we pick up that Sunset Revelry, so not sure here. Yep, and they could always do that to us, because, of course... Well, bring back another thing with the Paragon, and then we're going to burn down the house. All right, we'll take 8 there. Wipe this board. Also need to start hanging on to cards for big score and Electric Revelation. There we go. Digging for that Bombardment paid off. Let's not waste any time, and we'll Sacred Fire on this adversary. Opponent blitzing out a Requisitioner. Another Jewel Thief. All right, we'll block the 3 coming in from there. And I think we'll just start getting rid of some of these devils now. The plan as it stands is to use Sacred Fire to get back in this with some more devil tokens. We'll see if we can't pull up Hurloon, Hurloon Battle Hymn or another Sacred Fire up here. All right. What did they draw? All right. Well, when it's all said and done, we pick up a Seismic Wave here. Might just want to hang on to this in case we get Revelation. Looking at the mana, I want to see if we can do both of these things. Yes, we can do both Sacred Fire and Seismic Wave. So let's do Seismic Wave, targeting the Jewel Thief. Opponent draws a card, but it is not Destroy Evil. Alright, let's big score away this mountain. Get some more devils going here. Alright, we need 6 to Sacred Fire next turn, so let's get in with a couple of these devils. We'll keep one back just in case they want to blitz something else out. Elsbeth Resplendent, very well. Alright, so they're going to go grab a permanent, put a shield counter on it. Jewel Thief number 3. Definitely going to take care of Elsbeth with this Sacred Fire. Fateful Absence over there. We'll big score away a big score. And burn down the house for some more devils.
Once I've rested, I'll be back.
Alright, our turn. Lightning Strike is good. We will Seismic Wave to get rid of this Jewel Thief and make some more devils. I think just one big score for us is fine. Wandering Emperor, a nice pickup here as we transition into finishing off this game. Opponent with a lightning strike to the face here could attempt to burn us out, although they would need a lot. And we do have this Sacred Fire ready to go. Alright, well, let's try to put this away. Some more devils, little Sunset Revelry. One big score. All right. Well, with 9 treasures, 5 things tucked under the bombardment, and 12 devils, we will wrap it up there. All right. Good game. All right. We are here with a Boros Arcane Bombardment build. Can't really abide 2 lands too well. Don't want to go too much lower, so this may have to do. Hopefully this mulligan means we can Sunset Revelry early if we draw an untapped land. We do not. All right. Just trying to stay one card, one card behind them if we can. Use this to draw. Oh, that's painful. Okay. If we play this, we'll have 5, and we can draw, hopefully it's a land. It is not. Alright, they have no safekeeping in hand because that went through flawlessly. Jewel Thief will get some counters until we can Fateful Absence it in the future. Just trying to keep things from getting too out of control before we can get to burn down the house mana. Ouch, Defiler. Okay. Alright, slowly catching up on lands here. The jig is up. We'll reveal that we have a bombardment. Still no lands. Okay. Alright, well, we'll try to recover with a burn down the house before transitioning over to Arcane Bombardment time. Alright, land off the top. That's not quite what we need. So I think we do need to move over into a burn down the house situation here. Alright, just a Jewel Thief from the opponent, but that can be lightning striked. This will gain us some life and give us a couple of creatures while we wait, but we will need something to activate bombardment when we get there. Alright, so they've got some kind of instant that they're holding on to.
Fighting everything with fire burns all your bridges. I improvise better than most people plan.
Really need to keep moving up the chain with these lands, so hopefully we can activate bombardment the turn we play it. Looks like the opponent's been slowed down enough where that's not a huge concern anymore. Alright, well, let's make a monk and bombardment here.
You're no match for my students.
Also good to try and get some of these cards out of our hand so that Revelry actually draws. Alright, well, 2 sorceries. We'll use Revelry because it costs less. Yep, I think that makes sense. We get a burn down the house, so we'll make some devils here. And a Wanderer is not too bad either. Alright, we will head over to combat. Attack with everything except for 1 devil. And we will make a monk and pass. We can keep the Wanderer up for something like a Uhlenwald, whatever that thing is called. Alright, and opponent wraps it up. Good game. Alright, we've got 3 lands and some interaction. This looks pretty good. get down to Jetmir's garden so we can start lightning striking stuff this turn. Sacred Fire also good here because it is exactly what we need. And save Lightning Strike for something a little bigger. Get the tap land down now since we have a Lightning Strike for whatever comes up. Brutal Cathar just as a 2/2. That is fine. Opponent on 5 mana picks up Elsbeth. Goes looking at the top 7 for something to put a shield counter on. Oh, wow, just finds a land. I guess everything was higher than 3. Ouch. Okay. Well, we'll make a token to try and pressure this Elsbeth.
We must protect the people. Strike fast and strike hard.
That's great. Elsbeth goes down, and we'll also play Jaya, make a monk, and then probably start exiling cards next turn in the hopes of getting Arcane Bombardment going.
Everything they know.
Sarah Paragon, so they can replay that Initiate there. That will probably need to die before we can get Arcane Bombardment going.
Guards, to me.
Go on.
We'll just keep flooding the board for now. Right now it looks like our win condition is 2 Planeswalkers, but we need to keep building up towards the 6 mana threshold. Alright, opponent grabs the Wanderer. Looks like Circle of Confinement. It's going to get our big token. Unfortunately, no good attacks, and it looks like our opponent is running out of gas there.
You're no match for my students.
Since our opponent's on the back foot, let's make some devils, get in with these monks. Still leaves us 2 blockers back for Jaya as we work towards this emblem. All right, Anointed Peacekeeper picks Seismic Wave as the thing that's going to cost us a little bit more. Math is for blockers, as they say. Let's get in. We've got a little bit of trickiness with this big score and the leftover battle hymn that we could play both of if we really had to. I believe that puts us up to 7 unblocked damage there. And that'll wrap it up. All right. Good game. All right, back again with Boros Bombardment. We've got 3 lands. That looks good. Sorry to report I forgot to hit record on our last game versus Mono Blue. It went shockingly well. We were able to land a bombardment and get a Destroy Evil under it, and that pretty much carried us to victory. Imagine my frustration when I could not show it to you. We'll just cycle away this Revelry, draw a card, and get things going here. Ooh, good-looking Shigeki over there. We could get rid of that now with this Seismic Wave. It may be worthwhile doing that. Just to keep them behind. Well, not behind, but we went first, but any kind of mana advantage. And they have a second one anyway. All right, no problem. Well, we can either big score here. Either big score or Jaya. They're playing green and black. They're mostly green at this point. Could have a Terra Sunder if we go for the early bombardment. Well, I say we make them have it. We'll wait to big score on their turn. Probably get rid of this Jetmir's Garden. They bounce Shigeki, revealing 3 lands. Play out the Deathcap Glade. They do run Boseiju in there. Hopefully that's the last copy of that card. Big score away the Garden in the hopes of getting untapped lands for bombardment. Let's Jaya here, make a monk. We can look to exile a card next turn so that we can immediately activate bombardment. Since I'm still not exactly sure what this Golgari deck is up to, I'd like to see if we can force them to use a Terra Sunder on Jaya here. Shigeki comes back. Now Destroy Evil will work on Shigeki. We should save that as a potential thing to do. Alright, well we drew into it anyway. That's good. What's down here? We got a big score, a wave, and a Revelry. Yep, I say we go from bombardment. Let's try to destroy Shigeki right now. Okay, they're holding a cut down. That is fine. They're checking our graveyard to see what we're going to get here. Shigeki is an enchantment, living only long enough to benefit our Sunset Revelry. We'll make a monk here. Might have to work towards this Jaya emblem if they take care of our bombardment. Shieldred, an excellent draw from the opponent. Let's see if we can't get in there with a couple of these. Likely no blocks from the opponent. Well, we'll get him. In that case, we will get him. Do we kick it here? I'm not sure that's necessary. We just need enough to kill Shieldred. Things are doing fine. We will big score away this tap land. And Revelry just because we can. Totally worth it. What was I just saying about kicker and how we don't need it? Never mind. We'll make another monk. Play this land. We'll save Revelry for next turn. We've got 2 instants that we can play on our opponent's turn here. 1 turn away from embleming our Jaya. Yeah, in Magic when you say, I won't kick that, what's the worst that could happen? Well, your opponent is likely holding the worst that could happen. Wow, opponent exiles 2 cards to march Jaya for 7. We could Fateful Absence our own Planeswalker to prevent the life gain, but I don't think it's the life that's going to win them this game. Let's let them have it, and we'll save our Absence for another thing. We will most likely Sacred Fire their face. Battle Hymn has no targets. Hold on. Sorry, my cat was about to step on the keyboard, and our opponent gave up. So, anyway, good game.